Hi, good morning everyone. I just thought I'd drop everyone a little bit of a video today, just to say kind of happy Easter really, and kind of as we all go on to our academic break, just that I would like to say how well some of you have managed with your workload, and also kind of staying in communication with me and my other colleagues especially. The last 2 weeks have been a very strange time for myself and for all you guys. Whoever thought you would have been doing distance learning and not coming to college 3 or 4 days a week? It's very, very bizarre. We've seen some great community development in the last couple of weeks. So we've seen people clapping for the NHS, clapping for frontline workers, and a lot of you, your parents, are involved in that. So I know how difficult it is at home. I know how difficult it is to get your work done. But the people who have done their work and the people who have sent work into me, this is, it's outstanding. And I just wanted to say thank you for that. The routines that we would normally have changed. I think a lot of us kind of had to adapt. We've all had to have a new routine every day. I know my routine is completely out of the window. I've seen that most of you are nocturnal. You don't ever seem to kind of communicate before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is a wonderful trait to have. And many of you are communicating with me much later than 9 o'clock at night. I personally have received some really, really good pieces of work. And today I kind of wanted to give a little shout out to some of the people who have handed in amazing pieces of work at a distance. So I would like to kind of suggest and tell people to do a little round of applause in their head for the following people. So for level 2, I want to kind of praise Megan Olive. I've received some wonderful pieces of work from Megan right at the start of when we went on to our lockdown. Every time she sends work, it's really, really good. It's very fun, and she's really worked hard. So well done, Megan. Level 3 travel and tourism. I've had some excellent work from Hannah Ward, Hannah Edwards, Eva, Charlotte, Lily, Rachel, Lewis, Luke, Keely, and Sophie. Yeah, so all of you, well done for that. It's a really great response to kind of working together and getting work to me. Level 3 Year 2, you've all been in touch, and I've received several of your conference booklets now, which is absolutely brilliant. I mean, the fact that we can't do a conference is kind of ironic, but you've really worked hard to try and get as much research and as much detail as possible. The Level 3 Business, there are a couple of people that stick out. Andres, who's stuck in Latvia, he has been in communication with me and made me laugh a couple of times, but he's doing really, really well. Abby, who's in Portugal, she is also communicating, and there are several other people that have amazed me with the pieces of work that I'm getting. Level 3 Year 2 Business, Annabelle, Vicky, James, Adam, Raja, Luke, Grace, Ursa, Misbah, Eva, Chelsea, Jess, Jake, Arik, you've all blown me away with the pieces of work that you're sending. It doesn't matter that I'm not in front of you. Yeah, you can have a video of me, you can gather all the information, and it's really good to see that you're still progressing, and your main priority is obviously going to university, so that's wonderful. The HNC and H&D, you've produced some drafts now, I've got work from you, and we know that the big push is to gain your qualifications. Someone who stands out there is Janetta. Janetta's work, she's worked really, really hard to gather information for her research tasks, so I really want to kind of say thank you to those students. For those of you who haven't sent work, I think you need to see this time as a pause button or a restart on your computer. The amount of excuses that we're hearing about things like, oh, I've got no internet, I've got no computer, I can't do X, Y, and Z. We can still have work in from your handwritten. I know some of you would struggle with that, but you can do all of your work handwritten if you need to, and we are only, a communication away. You need to start and think of this as a reset button. You have time to sort yourself out. You have time to potentially develop academic progress, which is really important. And you can reflect on what you can improve on. Many of you should be improving now on things like your grammar, like your spelling, and like your research tasks, your research methods, and potentially some of you need to make sure that you are doing the right work at the right time, so a bit of time management as well. For many of you, being stuck inside is very, very difficult. You're not allowed to leave, which is, I know some of you are probably climbing the walls, but you've all got work to get on with, and we appreciate that sometimes it might be a little bit difficult to get work, but do try your best and send us what you can, because then we can send you feedback. work together with each other. Set up some teams for individual groups, or set up, for instance, a Snapchat. Set up a a Facebook group or an Instagram group where you can communicate with each other. The chances are, if one of you is struggling with something, you're all going to be struggling. So, communicate with me. Make sure that you are kind of communicating with your friends, and find out when that you need to hand in work. The main reason why I wanted to do this video, which is very different to normal, most of you will know that I spend a lot of time talking about bits and bobs in class and making you feel comfortable and happy, is I decided to do this video because I have a student. I don't teach him. He sent me a blog the other day of how he is struggling with the coronavirus. And he is a level 1 student for travel and tourism. His name is Dominic. And Dominic has told me that I'm able to tell you about this blog. He sent me a video blog regarding how he was feeling about coronavirus and how it's affected him. It was truthfully quite eye-opening. His parents both work on the front line, and he obviously is by himself at home and having a lot of time to reflect and struggling with that slightly. So for me, it's to make sure you guys are safe, happy, and that we all kind of get through it together. I was supposed to take Dominic to New York, which he's very upset that obviously we probably won't be going to New York. And he's struggling with the fact that he's by himself, and also that things that he was looking forward to have now had to stop. I want to give him, as such, a little virtual clap, because he has been really, really good in the last couple of weeks, and I know that other lecturers have received work from him, and he's doing really, really well. I want to make sure that he's aware that other people are going to look out for him, and that we're all going to kind of club together and kind of communicate with each other. So therefore, I have a little idea that I would like to set up a virtual kind of community on Teams, where if you're interested, I'd like you to message me, and we can kind of come together when you're feeling a bit down, when you're feeling a bit low, when you're kind of, you don't really know what you've got to do, you might be confused with work, you don't want to speak to a teacher or a lecturer. We can come into this group and you can ask questions. It may be that you're just feeling a little bit lonely, or that you've watched a bit of the news and you kind of feel a bit sad or a bit scared. So I'm going to set this up, and I'm going to ask people if they want to email me or message me on Teams. And if you'd like to be part of this, I'm going to call this group Round the Twist, because I think it's a little bit weird and wonderful, and I think we can all kind of get a little bit from each other. When we feel a little bit down, it's much better to all come together as a group of people and make us feel a little bit better once you've talked to people. So, as I say, please message me or email me, and we can then kind of get that group together. Lastly, I kind of want to say Happy Easter to you all. The weather is going to be nice, so go out in the garden, help your parents, clean the shed for them, spend time with your mum and dad, your brother and your sister, and check on your friends via FaceTime. Don't go and see them. Yeah, please don't be silly and leave the house. So stay at home, protect the NHS, and save lives. I'll be working over the next 2 weeks, and please keep checking if there's any questions. Have a good 2 weeks and be good citizens. Okay, take care. Bye bye.